What's up, guys? I had no intention on doing an EDC video, but the other day I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw a bunch of these EDC videos just trying to get people to carry some outlandish shit, and I just don't get it. So I just wanted to take a few minutes, go over what my EDC is and why I carry it. So first and foremost, I wear a watch every day, whether it's this Apple Watch or if I'm going somewhere fancy or more dressy, let's say, I'll wear a watch like this. This one happens to be a Sangin, and it's got an aftermarket watch band on it that I just picked up on Amazon for 20 bucks, and I replaced the silicone watch band that came with this watch. So if I'm going out to something dressier, I'll throw that on. If I'm not, I'm typically wearing an Apple Watch just to keep track of my steps. I wear it to the gym to keep track of my heart rate. It's also useful to see what messages are coming in and so on and so forth. Outside of that, I'm carrying a set of keys for my truck so I can get in and out of my truck, with a couple of keys on there for my house and other things. I'm carrying a folding knife of some sort. This one happens to be a Spyderco paramilitary. I've had this for about 2 years. It's a CPM S30V steel knife, and it's held up pretty well. I've had to sharpen it maybe twice, but I've had this for 2 years and I carry it daily. No issues with that. Sunglasses, because if you don't look cool, nothing else matters. A wallet. I keep it pretty simple. I've been using this Ridge wallet for 7 years, and I don't see the use in buying something new. This works perfectly fine. It does everything I need it to do. It's got RFID blocking on both sides, holds my credit cards, has a cash clip with no cash in it because nobody takes cash anymore. It's a cashless society. I don't know, deal with it, I guess. I carry an EDC pistol, a spare magazine. My EDC pistol right now, it switches between this, which is a SIG P365. This firearm is hot. But I have a Holosun 507K on here, and I just have the shorty mag extension on here, the longer one I keep in my pocket. And I have that with a crossbreed holster, and I've been carrying this for about 2 years, okay? So if I'm not carrying this, I'm carrying a Zev OZ9C, which is a smaller compact version of the Zev that I shoot on the shooting range. So I'm switching between those two guns, and I may also switch my knife out. I'm not always carrying this knife because sometimes I misplace it, but I'll grab whatever knife I can find. Sometimes it's a CRKT knife, sometimes it's a different Spyderco knife, a Benchmade knife, whatever the case is. But some kind of a knife that I can use to open packages, you know, cut things like paracord to tie up boxes and trash and recycling, or to open up, you know, grass seed so I can seed my lawn. Just basic everyday shit. I'm not carrying a crazy big fixed blade or anything. I'm not using a tourniquet as a belt. I'm not, you know, none of this crazy stuff that these people are trying to sell you on. Outside of that, I carry a cell phone. I'm actually recording on my cell phone right now, so I can't show it to you, but it's an iPhone 12 Pro. It's not a 13, it's not a 14, it's not a 15. And if you haven't noticed my theme, I'm not buying all the latest shit that's out there. I buy something that's quality and I use it for years, as many years as I can get out of it. So whenever this iPhone becomes obsolete, I'll sell it and I'll upgrade to a new iPhone. Same thing with my knife. Once this knife is no longer useful, once my blade is broken or I have chips and stuff in here, I'll get rid of it. I'll buy a new knife. But this is gonna last me for years. I spent maybe, I don't know, $175, $180, $190 on this knife 2 years ago, and it's still going strong. My EDC pistol, 500 bucks. Been carrying it for 2 years. This wallet, 80 bucks maybe, 7 years ago, and I've been carrying this ever since. There's no need to change it, no need to upgrade. It does what I need it to do. The Sangin watch, I bought it 2 years ago. Still runs fine. I've replaced the battery once. Apple Watch, this is an Apple Watch 4, I think. And I don't even know how many years old that is. It's probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. I'm not even sure. But I buy stuff and it might be a little bit expensive at the time, but it lasts me. And I'm not out there spending my hard-earned money to upgrade my EDC kit every day. All right, my truck, Ram, 2019. I don't care. What's the big deal? I don't need a 2024 truck. This 2019 runs just fine. And you know what? I don't have to pay a car payment for whatever these ridiculous post-COVID car payments are. So the moral of the story is here, guys, just don't believe everything that you're seeing on the internet about EDC and all this crap people are telling you to carry. You need a flint, you need a striker, you need a signal mirror, a compass, a lighter, a fire starter, I don't even know, an Altoids package with all kinds of crazy survival shit in there, a pack to be able to hike 20 miles if your car dies. I mean, there's some truth in some stuff like that. I have stuff in my truck, for example, that I use, or not even that I use, that I keep in there in case of an emergency. Like if my truck breaks down or if my battery dies, I have a jump box. If my car completely dies and I have to walk somewhere, I have an extra pair of boots and a jacket in there if it's cold out and I need to walk a couple of miles. I have a couple of bottles of water in my truck. I have a couple of MREs in my truck if things get really crazy. But let's face it, on a regular day, how far and how much are we traveling that we need all this crazy shit? I mean, if you're doing backcountry stuff or overlanding and stuff like that, that's specific use case scenarios that require certain gear. But other than that, all this other crazy shit people are trying to get you to buy on these EDC videos is just completely useless. It's almost a scam. There's really very minimal modern day scenarios that you're going to find yourself in where you need all kinds of extra stuff. And don't even get me started on carrying things like a plate carrier and all this kinds of stuff in your car. I mean, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than getting into a gunfight out of the back of your car, all right? And if you are, probably the last thing that you're gonna be able to do is jump in your trunk or your back seat to grab a plate carrier and a folding rifle to deploy that. I mean, it's just this crazy shit to me. It's one thing to be a prepared citizen, and it's one thing to just follow the crowd of social media and do all this crazy shit that just doesn't make sense for how you live or where you live. If it does, fine, do you. And if you want to spend all your hard-earned money and upgrade your kit every single year, then have at it. That's all I got to say about this. Do you guys. In the meantime, get out there, train, shoot, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.